But starting off here, my first kind of workshopping take that I'm going to say is the Oregon Ducks are going to make it to the Big Ten championship. I believe that right now. Right now, looking at their schedule, potentially going to play 3 to 4 ranked teams. So you're thinking, like, probably not going to happen. Like, are you kidding me? Like, they got to go at USC, got at Ohio State, play Washington and Michigan. Right now, you're thinking, like, I don't know about this. But new offensive coordinator, new defense coordinator. And still, there's a lot of question around there. But I trust Dan Lanning. He wouldn't put in that position if they weren't ready. So I'm really high on this Oregon team. Dante Moore coming back, DeCorian Moore, Whittington and Davidson at running back. I think that's a loaded offense.
They're stacked,
right there.
man.
Yeah,
they're stacked, and I love that. That's your take you're working through, because it reminds me a little bit of where your Ohio State Buckeyes were when you were on the team, because everyone's talking about Ryan Day can't win the big game, Ohio State can't win the national championship with him running the show, and then y'all go in 2024 and actually break through that wall, go win a national title. Talk to me about just the psyche of a team in that spot where everyone's so quick to, what I call it punchline culture, everyone's so quick to make the joke on Twitter or have the punchline take where they're the butt of the joke because they can't win the big one, they haven't done this or that. How much does that play into a team's psyche when things are being said outside the building like that about a football team, what they can't do?
Yeah, no, I think it's a monumental factor for sure. I think you do, for the most part, try not to listen to the outside noise. I know there's like a lot of people out there, coaches especially, saying like, don't listen to the, like, you know, the cannon fodder out there, the stuff like that. Like you maybe let it drive you to that. And like you said, the can't win the big one, Oregon getting blown out in the playoffs kind of deal. Like, when does it kind of get into enough when you're just like, you know what, we're focused right now, nose in the grindstone. Now we're gonna get after it and let's go out there and just win. You know,
I have to think it brings a team together too.
You think so,
and
right?
Like you said, just like zeroes you in on what the goal is. You block out the noise because there's already enough of that in the age of social media. What you said about Dante Moore, I love. I'm going to have a hard time not picking Oregon to go on a run, whether it be win the Big Ten or they go to the college football playoff and make some noise there. Just because the fact that Dante Moore's got another year in the system.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he came back, could have been probably the second overall pick.
A high NFL draft pick for sure. Yeah.
Made a lot of money, and then he's got that experience in this program now, his second year as a starter in college football full-time, because I don't really count the UCLA year or quite as much. Only started a couple of games there. I just feel like having a composed, experienced quarterback like Dante Moore, that matters. And so him having now over 20 starts in his career going into next season, I just feel like that's going to play a huge factor when they get to those big-time moments in the Big Ten title game and the college football playoff.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if they got blown out like that again at any point next year.
I agree. And I was going to ask you, what do you kind of expect from him next year, like improvement-wise? For me, last year, it almost seemed like when adversity hit him, his play almost dipped a little bit. The first play in the Peach Bowl versus Indiana, pick 6, and then they kind of fight back a little bit, but it just didn't look the same to me. What is kind of like something you want to see out of him next year going forward?
I think I talk about this with Julian Sain as well, but I think being exposed to those big moments and having failed in a moment like that, where, like you just said, you lose to Indiana in a pretty embarrassing fashion, not just for him but the entire team.
Yeah.
I think having that already on the almost the mental resume, if you will, of I know what that feels like to get blown out on a national stage in a college football playoff game and to not play my best ball, to have a couple fumbles, to have a pick, like all those things where I think there's something to be said for rock bottom's the wrong way to phrase it, but there's something to be said for hitting a very low point.
A speed bump.
A speed bump,
if you will.
Big Hoosier speed bump, and to have that feel the way that it felt. And in some ways, for me, you would like it to be a thing for Dante Moore where, okay, the worst has happened now.
Yeah.
I got embarrassed. I didn't play great. All those things. The worst has happened. In some ways, that should remove some fear for him to go cut it loose when they get to a spot like that in the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it really that bad? I mean, granted, it was that bad.
Yeah.
You know, you get blown at by Ohio State the year prior and then Indiana this time, and then you're thinking, like, what is, like, wrong with us?
Yeah.
Do we have something like, is it Dan Lanning, like, coaching-wise? But still, we're talking more just Big Ten lock here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good about that. Like I said, schedule-wise, not favorable.
Yeah.
But if they can win one or two of those like really kind of matchup games, I'm assuming they probably beat Washington. I know Damon Williams, really star player.
Sure.
But that tough game in Columbus, I think it's going to be really hard. And then we don't know about Michigan either. And that'll be interesting with Kyle Whittingham. But yeah, I think Oregon, they're so due here. They're on the cusp right there, and I feel like they're about to break.
Feels
through.
like it, man, doesn't
it?
It
Feels like it. I mean, the fans probably feel it too. They're right
Yeah,
there, man.
sure,
They're like,
yeah.
we just please, something. But
We're knocking on the door here, boys.
I'm workshopping it right now. That's what I have right now. I'm when I'm thinking about these Big Ten teams, Oregon's the one at the top of the list. Them and Iowa for me. And I
like that.
You know I'm big on Iowa.
I like that,
have
man.
been for months now. But Oregon's the one where I'm just like, it's your time.
Let's
go.
break through here,
Let's
boys.
go, guys. Come on.
I really do feel like there's a lot of similarities between them and that Ohio State team that you were a part of that ultimately did break through, did win the national championship, so on and so forth. I like that take, Herbo. I like that a lot.
I